Hello and welcome to News Minute and News Laundry's 2024 election coverage. Joining me today is the project head of Eedina news portal, Dr. Vasu. Eedina, which conducted the 2023 Assembly Election survey, which had 99% strike rate. Before I go to him, just a quick reminder for all our viewers that News Minute and News Laundry are completely an ad-free platform. We do not depend on ads from government agencies or from any political party. So it's an election coverage that is completely driven by you with your contributions. So do contribute to our election coverage and support independent journalism. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. So tell us about the ground situation in Karnataka now, this election.
Well, one thing that all of us must notice is since 1996, the BJP's vote share in Karnataka's Lok Sabha election is consistently increasing. In every election, it is getting more votes than what it got in the previous election, previous Lok Sabha election. Not just that, it also has got more votes than what it got in the previous assembly election also. So this is the history of Karnataka in the last, say, 20 plus years, or rather 28 years. But that is going to change this time for sure. That is 100%. The BJP is not going to increase its vote share compared to the previous Lok Sabha election or the previous Vidhan Sabha election. Actually, it was so glaring that in 1999 and 2004, Assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections were held on the same day. So people went to polling booth and voted either for Congress or Janata Dal in Assembly and voted for BJP in Lok Sabha at the same day, same polling booth. So people had preferred BJP as its national party since 1996. Of course, in 1999, Congress had got more seats, but still the vote share of BJP had increased compared to the previous election. But that is going to change this time for sure. So BJP is not going to sweep Karnataka election like it had, because it had already got 25 seats out of 28. So that is going to decrease drastically. It is going to lose a minimum of 10 seats. That is for sure. All the surveys that we have done are clearly showing it. But an interesting thing is that now there is no tri-corner contest. JDS is aligned with BJP. So there is a direct one-to-one contest. And there is a very close fight in about 12 seats. That is what our second survey showed. Our first survey, we said that there are 7 seats in which the fight is close. And out of them, 6 Congress is leading and 1 BJP is leading. But now it is not 7, it is in 12 seats that the fight is close. But Congress is actually ahead of BJP in most of the seats.
Okay. So what does this indicate? The 12 seats, a close contest in 12 seats. Does that mean that the BJP's campaign has, gained some kind of traction?
Well, as I told you, in Lok Sabha, people took it for granted that BJP is going to win maximum number of seats because history was in favor of them. But guarantees that were implemented, the welfare programs that were declared in 2023 Assembly Manifesto, that has given actually a big mileage to Congress. Congress has a traditional vote base, which is basically Ahinda vote base. Ahinda in Karnataka is the minorities, backwards and Dalits, and Siddaramaya's image, and the Congress leadership that is there with Shivkumar, and of course the guarantee programs have successfully they are actually countering BJP. So apart from that, till last week, BJP did not have some coherent central narrative in this election. And even Modi's speeches in Karnataka, it looked pale. And in every election, there will be some central narrative, right? So that was not there from BJP's side. But I feel in the last 1 week, they are able to find their own central narrative, which is actually one of the core things that BJP has been proposing, that is Hindu Khatre mein hai. So that part they are trying to push. But I think as far as the first phase of election is concerned, voters have already decided whatever they have decided. But the second phase election will be more favorable to Congress than the first phase. North Karnataka will be more favorable. But since BJP did not have a coherent narrative, and even the BJP leadership in Karnataka also is not like a powerful leadership that they had in the previous election under Yediyurappa. But now that you can see a lot of dissidents, and one sitting MP has already joined Congress, and several MPs were denied tickets in Karnataka, and a person like Anand Kumar Hegde is not into campaign for BJP, and these are the things that are not working in favor of BJP.
And also talking about the BJP's campaign, they have made Neha's murder in Hubli as an election issue. Do you think it will have an impact in those areas?
It will have a very small impact. BJP voters will be more geared up to vote for BJP because of this, and some part of the electorate which was undecided, or rather not so interested in this election, who were earlier BJP voters, would now vote for BJP. That is what because of this, not just the murder is an incident, an unfortunate incident, but the way that BJP is trying to project it as a incident of love, jihad, etc., whatever the regular campaign that they build around such things. So because of that, you may see a little surge among those who otherwise would have voted for BJP, but probably was not interested. Because this I am saying particularly because you know that compared to 2019 in the first phase of elections, the voting percentage had come down. I assume that is mostly because the middle class who voted for BJP in the last time are not so interested now.
So they're not finding a reason to go out and vote.
Yeah, so that type of electorate, they may vote more for BJP if such incidents on campaign in favor of BJP happens like that.
But the father of the girl alleges that it's a case of love jihad.
Yeah, initially he said that, but day before yesterday he has said that he was like misinformed, and he's happy with the actions that government has taken, all that. Yeah, looks like a more, family which is shattered because the daughter is killed, and at the same time there was an alleged relationship or friendship between those two, and any family in this country wouldn't, most of the families don't like inter-caste or inter-religion friendships, so it looks like that.
And also the Congress's campaign this time around, nationally they have a different, campaign, and in the state they are in a more advantageous position.
Well, in Karnataka, definitely yes, for 2-3 reasons. One, these welfare programs, they have implemented it in Karnataka successfully, number one. So they've gained loyalty from the beneficiaries of those schemes, particularly women. Okay. That is one advantage.
That's the largest segment.
That's the largest segment. And the second thing is the injustice that has been done to Karnataka in 15th Finance Commission, in not sitting even for a meeting to allocate the drought relief funds to Karnataka, and there are many such things. So state government has been consistently raising these issues. In fact, Chief Minister and all the MLAs went to Delhi, protested, and whatever the counter from that is coming from BJP, since it does not have material evidence, so they lack that rigor to counter the Congress claims. So definitely Congress is in an advantageous position in Karnataka.
And also the Congress's promise of wealth redistribution. It's been clearly the BJP has given its own twist, in this election season. But do you think this will have an impact, some kind of impact? Like what is the ground sense that you're picking up?
Well, the section of the society BJP is trying to address is that middle class. as I told you, that same middle class which vehemently backed Narendra Modi in 2014 and 19, some section of it had lost interest in this election, and basically this campaign may try to
influence
them. That is what I think. So it's basically an urban phenomena in that sense. Otherwise, wealth redistribution is something which is mandatory for any government, as it is put out in Directive Principles of State Policy 39AB and also our Constitution Preamble. Equality,
fraternity.
Equality in status and opportunity, and justice, social, economic, and political, is part of a preamble. And Supreme Court has said that whenever you get some confusion about what is there in the Constitution, see through the preamble. So wealth redistribution is something which is mandatory for any democratic society, any democratic government, and more so for Indian government, which has to rule based on the Indian Constitution. So guarantees are that any government would do that. Taxes are for that. Why does any government collect tax? And for wealth redistribution only. But to make it an issue and say that this government is going to take away your property, then the propertied class gets frightened. And not so, I don't think that Ambani's, Adani's will be frightened about it. But the middle class who have got a small house and some jewelry, all that, whose property will never be confiscated in here, but inheritance tax and whatever that's being spoken about is for the big rich people who are actually the people who get the most freebies in this country. So they should actually get worried, but these people are trying to push it around middle class, and I think that middle class, some section of middle class will get carried away by it.
Will get carried away.
Yes.
And this campaign, I think just before elections,
first phase it may not help much, but of course the Bangalore seats, they go to poll tomorrow, and Bangalore it may have some impact.
And just before the first phase of elections, the BJP has also raked up the issue of Muslim reservation, where they have said that Siddaramaiah government has, committed historic injustice by giving blanket reservations for Muslims in backward communities and OBC. Do you think this will also play out in the minds of the voters?
Well, what I've said earlier that holds good for this also. All this will help them to consolidate their own voters. I don't think that they'll get additional votes because of all this. But one interesting thing in Karnataka is the person who is claiming that I am responsible for giving reservation to Muslims is Mr. H.D. Devagowda.
Yeah, Devagowda. It was during his tenure.
Yes, because in Karnataka, Muslims were included in OBC list long back, during probably Havnur Commission. During that was the time when Devarajaras was chief minister in this state. Justifiably so, Muslims were included in OBC, and this is what BJP is trying to do, because that also shows that they're speaking more about Congress manifesto than their own manifesto.
Exactly.
I don't think that Mr. Narendra Modi has even once spoken about BJP manifesto. And Congress manifesto has many radical things. Whether Congress itself will be able to implement it, they are implementable promises according to me. But whether Congress has that political will to implement that is a different thing. But it is good that anyway manifestos are being discussed, but in a manner in which the actual issues are not being debated, but Muslim League, all that things are being.
And also the role of RSS is something which is very important in elections when it comes to BJP's entire election machinery. They are invisible, they work in different forms, they work in different ways. What is their role in this election? Because last time there was some kind of resentment in the coastal areas among the Hindutva electorate or Hindutva groups. What is the situation now?
Well, as you said, since their role was always invisible, you do not know whether they are into field and working or not. But coastal area is a little different. There, the foot soldiers of the right wing RSS and their whatever parivar they have, they are asking for their share also. That they want like, I mean, we fought for you, and you are bringing somebody else as our representative. So we also want to contest. Something of that sort is happening.
So there's this local power tussle that is going on.
Yeah, power tussle is once you whip up communal feelings like this, after some time you expect them to uh, act according to your calculations and strategies, and they may not agree to it. So it is like a mad horse, and you have just made them to work for you in some time, and after some time, for your own political, economic, or whatever calculations, you want to mend them in your way. That may not happen. So that is that's happening in Karnataka's coastal area.
But they are working on ground.
Well, there are two kinds of people in BJP's ecosystem. One BJP RSS ecosystem. One those who are visible outside. They're still visible. Those who wear saffron shawls and do all kinds of things that they want. They're still visible, and some part of it is not so happy, but still they were very unhappy and put their own candidates in places like Puttur, where Puttila contested as an independent rebel candidate. But there is no such overtly rebellion now. Everybody is behind the BJP official candidate. But the invisible workers, basically the RSS Swayam Sevaks, what they are doing, we do not know. But there is a rumor that is going on that they are not working for BJP this time. They are silent.
Okay.
So, but since their work is invisible, you do not know.
And what about Ram Mandir? Because that has become the central theme of the unofficial theme of BJP's, poll plank this election season in North India. And in South India, Karnataka is the place where they find resonance. So is Ram Mandir an issue in this election?
I'll put it this way, that Mr. Modi has consolidated about 30 to 35% of votes for BJP. So that is the strength of Modi. When I say Modi, it is Modi, the so-called Hindutva, BJP's machinery, RSS, Ram Mandir, everything included. And just because of this, there is a counter polarization to an extent of 30 to 35%. It's not just Muslims. A significant section of non-Muslim Hindus are also like polarized on the other side just because of this. So that is actually neutralized. Whether there is an additional wave over and above this 35% is the question. Okay. That is not there. Whether it is because of Ram Mandir or anything, that is not there. But your core supporters are more enthused now to vote for you and maybe even work for you. That itself is a very good strength of a political party. But over and above that 35%, is there an additional wave created by Ram Mandir? No, that is not there. Maybe after that, whatever Prana Pratishtana or whatever they did on January 22nd, a sense of closure has happened on that issue.
Okay.
So is there an additional wave or additional votes that BJP is getting? I don't think that is happening. That is not palpable.
And one last question. Karnataka, caste dynamics plays a larger role, in Karnataka. Anything that has changed? Any new trends that you have picked up this election season? Is there some unrest among the Lingayats? Because last time we saw that happening in the assembly elections, and among the Vokaliga community, because these are the two dominant communities in Karnataka. So, is there any new trends that you are seeing?
Well, caste dynamics does play a role in all the states, not just in Karnataka, or most of the states. And there's not much change, no major shift that has happened, but there are small trends compared to the previous elections.
Like?
For example, ST in Karnataka, the more Nayak or Valmiki community, so they were actually moving towards BJP till 2018 elections. So after that, even in 2023, majority of them voted for Congress, and even now they have stayed with Congress. That is what we see in our surveys. And Lingaites have stayed with BJP more or less, and not just for communal reasons. There's a different history for that in the last 40 years of Karnataka's politics. Why Lingaites think that BJP is their party, but a certain section of Lingaites are always opposed to BJP. They stay with anti-BJP party. So apart from that, Vakkaligas, because JDS, which had significant Vakkaliga support for them, has now aligned with BJP, and we saw significant undecided voters in these Vakkaliga seats compared with non-Vakkaliga Lok Sabha seats. So there is certain section of Vakkaligas, you don't know what is the percentage of them, maybe it is 8 to 24% in different constituencies. So they were undecided till say 15 days back when we did our survey. So what will they do in this election? Only if there is an exit poll which also catches these nuances, will come to know.
Right, sir. We'll wait for the results, and once the results are out, I'll come and I'll meet you again. Thank you for sharing your insights and your findings about this election.
This election season, your right to choose puts you at the heart of it again.
We'd like to be your eyes and ears.
Choose the journalism and media that serves democracy and you.
Simply log on to newslaundry.com/2024 election fund and choose an amount of your choice for the reports of your choice.